Today we're going to continue the work that we've been doing all week, figuring out how to solve story problems that may have lots of things happening in them. And we've been working really hard on writing equations that match exactly what happened in the story. We're going to continue that work today, and we're going to be thinking, how can I model all the parts of this story with one equation? How can I model all the parts of the story with one equation? Remember, an equation tells the story exactly in order. The equation we write tells the story what happened first. Naz is still tracking me, Kirby's still tracking me, Ronaldo and Antoine are tracking me. The equation tells us what happens first, next, then, last. It tells us the whole story, and the symbol, the operation, tells us the action or what's happening in the story. Ms. Logan has taught you guys this a million times. What we're gonna do now is look at a problem together. As you look at this problem, I want you to think about what equation could I write to show everything that's happening in the story.
She's not here yet.
What equation could I write to show everything happening in the story?
No, ma'am.
Everyone go ahead and take 1 minute to yourselves. Read this problem carefully 2 times. As you read, you're thinking about what's happening in the story, because I'm going to ask you to share it in your own words in a second. Naz is reading carefully to himself. He's going to read that story twice so he knows everything that happened. Take about 10 more seconds. I can see Antoine and Rachel and Opal reading that story carefully. Eyes back on me in 3, 2, 1, 0. Kirby's eyes went right to me. Jacoby's eyes went right to me. In a second, I'm going to ask you to turn and talk to a partner. With your partner, you are going to share everything that happened in this story in your own words. You two are partners, you two are partners, you two are partners, you two are partners, and Antoine, you'll be with them. When I say go, turn and talk to your partner on a voice level 1. Tell them everything that happened in the story. Go.
Everything that happened in the story.
Partners back there.
Marcus had 100 crayons, and he gave away 55 crayons. Shared the remaining crayons equally among 55, and we need to find out how
When it says he shared the remaining crayons equally among 9 bags, what does that mean he's doing with the crayons? Back to me in 2, 1, Z-E-R-O.
0.
Track Naz. Naz is there on green. Legend's tracking Naz. Rajel is tracking Naz. Antoine's tracking Naz. Naz, tell me what happened in the story in your own words.
He had 100
Marcus
crayons.
had?
Marcus had 100 crayons, and he gave away 55 crayons, and shared the remaining crayons equally among 9 bags.
When it says shared the remaining crayons equally among 9 bags, what did you tell me that meant?
Split.
Oh my gosh, so he split up those crayons equally into how many bags?
9.
Great, and what are we trying to figure out, Opal? Track Opal.
We are trying to figure out how many
Crayons.
did Marcus put in each bag.
Great, back to tracking me. Rajel's tracking me, Antoine's tracking me, Legend's tracking me. Oh no, my question is, did only one thing happen in this story, or did more than one thing happen in this story? Thumbs up if only one thing happened in this story, thumbs down if more than one thing happened in this story. I see everyone with a thumbs down. You can put your hands back down. I see everyone with a thumbs down. More than one thing happened in the story. What we're going to do now is write an equation that shows all the things that happen in this story. So first we need to figure out exactly what happened. Show me on your fingers how many things happen in this story. Great. Track Ronaldo.
Ronaldo.
What are the 2 things that happened in the story, Ronaldo? Okay. He gave away 55 crayons, and then And then he split them equally. Great. What we're gonna do is give out white, I should have done this earlier. Let me see who's still in shine and who can help me. Kirby's in shine with his voice off. Naz is in shine with his voice off. We're going to give out quickly the whiteboards and markers. Like I said, when you were reading the story before, you were thinking about what equation will match both parts of the story, all the parts of the story. So I'm gonna start passing them. I know that you guys know how to do this with a voice off, and I know we know how to do this quickly. Take one and pass to the next person. Jacoby, take one and pass to the next person. Yes, Oval.
He had 100 and he had crayons, so that's 55, right?
So he had 100 crayons.
Yeah, I was saying the sticker because they had.
Hold on 1 second, Opal. I think Opal is sharing a thought about the problem, so let's track her. Yes.
You had labeled 2, but it's not only 2 because we had 100 crayons.
So the 100 crayons you're saying is one thing that happened?
Yeah.
It's the thing we started off. Everything okay? It's the thing we started off with, but the action, him having it, isn't something he did, right? He just has it. But the first thing he did was what?
He gave away 55 crayons.
He gave away 55 crayons. What we're gonna do when I say go, and Kirby hasn't started writing, Antoine hasn't started writing, is we're going to write an equation that shows all the parts of this story. When we write it, let's think about what happened first. And I want you to use parentheses like you guys have been practicing around what happened first in the story. Write what happened first in the story with parentheses around it, go. Naz wrote what happened first with parentheses. Remember, Marcus had 100 crayons and he gave away 55. Think about what he's doing when he's giving away 55. You have 5 more seconds to write that. 3, 2, nope, 1, 0. Marker caps on. Markers down in 2, 1, 0. Jacoby, hold up your whiteboard. Jacoby, hold up your whiteboard. Everyone else, track Jacoby's whiteboard. Jacoby, why did you write 100 minus 55 to show, yeah. So when you give away something, that's subtraction. I agree. 100 minus 55 is the first part of our equation. He put parentheses around it because we put parentheses around the first part of our equation. If you don't have that, go ahead and write that now. So I'm waiting on 2 people. 100 minus 55 parentheses. 5, 4, thank you, Legends there. He has his equation written. 3, 2, we're not ready to put an equal sign because remember, this is only one part of the equation, one part of the story. 2, 1, 0. What should I label the 100? We label with words from the story. What should I label the 100? Resida, track Resida.
Resida. You should label the 100 Marcus had.
Marcus says what?
Marcus's crayon.
I'm gonna say Marcus's total crayons. These are all the crayons he had at first. I already labeled my minus sign that he gave away some crayons. What should I label the 55? Kirby. The what that he gave away? Use words from the story. The crayons Marcus gave away. Does this, oh, let me see who's still tracking me. Naz is, Antoine is. No one, Kirby's not erasing anything. Jacoby's not erasing anything. And Opal is tracking me. Does this equation tell us the whole story?
No.
There's something else that happened in the story. What I want you guys to do now is think about what happened in the story, take 5 thinking fingers, and think, what happened next in the story? What did I label as the second thing? And I want you to finish writing the equation that matches